All right. I'm not going to go live for very long, okay? Not going to go live for very long. Somebody want to help me out here? What's going on here? What the hell did I just watch? Anybody else watch this draft lottery? What the hell did I just watch over here? Anybody else seen what I just saw? What's going on here? What's going on here? Somebody help me out with the league here real quick. What the hell did I just watch? If you missed it, all right, I got you. If you missed it, let me play it here for you real quick. Okay, we're all kind of talking about what's going on. Draft lottery coming up today. We're going to find out who's got the number one pick. Take a look at this.
Mark Tatum. Thanks again, Kevin. The fourth pick in the NBA draft goes to the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay.
Picking third will be the Philadelphia 76ers.
What? So who's left? Who the hell's left?
The second pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs.
Excuse me?
That means that the number one pick in the 2025 NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
What did I just miss here? Somebody want to help me out at what I just watched? Listen, I'm not trying to hate on the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, they've obviously gone through a lot here. Nobody's hating on the Dallas Mavericks. Whatever's going on in the back here, whatever negotiation is going on in the back here, does somebody want to explain to me what I just watched? Listen, I'm going to put here list of conspiracy theories. Give me a list of them. And whatever I wasn't in before, I'm in now. They got some airlines, some planes that went missing. Cool, I'm in. JFK assassination, I'm all in. What you guys throw out any conspiracy theory that you have, New World Order. Listen, I don't even know what the hell it is. I'm not even sure what any of these are. Bigfoot, UFOs, you name it, I'm all in. What the hell just happened? I know I'm not the only one that's sitting here. By the way, and Spurs get the number 2 pick. What does that mean for the Spurs getting the number 2 pick? It means they have even better assets to go after Giannis Antetokounmpo. So did I just watch this all unfold? And whether you're here and you're a Laker fan or you're an NBA fan, for all I know, there's Mavs and Spurs fans on here that are celebrating right now. You should be celebrating. And I'm not here to kill your celebration. What I'm just trying to figure out is what the hell just happened? The Dallas Mavericks had a 1.8% chance, 1.8% chance of grabbing the number 1 pick. Is this like a, hey, we'll do the Luka thing, and then you'll get absolutely crucified for about 3 months, but then we'll kind of slide in Cooper Flagg for you over there, and then bada bing, bada boom. Nobody sees anything, except it's broadcasted across the entire world, and we all just saw what happened. What the hell just happened here? I don't know. I don't know what just happened here. And I'm not one. I mean, listen, this is all great content that I could just save for 8 a.m. I couldn't save it. I was like, I got to go on. I got to talk to somebody. I feel like I got to talk to somebody. I feel like I got to have a conversation. It's like a therapy session for me. So let me just get this straight, just so I understand. So not only is the Western Conference already got to deal with enough headaches, the 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs this year, the Dallas Mavericks and the San Antonio Spurs, one of them obviously by health, actually both of them by health, to be honest with you. The problem is going to be for Kyrie and whenever he comes back for the Dallas Mavericks. But for both of these teams, De'Aaron Fox missed at least a good portion, at least the back end of the season. Wemby, we know what happened with him in his situation, but he's supposed to be good to go for the start of the season. So not only if you're a Laker fan out there or any team in the Western Conference, do you have to worry about the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Denver Nuggets, the Houston Rockets, the Golden State Warriors, the Minnesota Timberwolves, go up and down the list. Are we just going to lob in there Dallas and go ahead and throw in San Antonio as well? I don't know what the hell just happened. Let me see if people have some thoughts on here that could help explain what the hell I just watched, because I got no idea what I just watched. What did I just watch? Sixers number 3, trust the process. Sixers moved up. I'll give them that. It's supposed to be a deep draft, so give them that credit. Nico Harrison just went from a man who's getting absolutely crucified to now the Dallas Mavericks are wondering what they need to do. If I'm a Mavs fan here, I'm putting together letters and I am apologizing to Nico Harrison, because Nico Harrison, in this weird way, just ended up with, by the way, and the one thing I will say about Dallas, whatever you thought of the trade, obviously I didn't think they should have made the trade, all that stuff. Lakers, obviously, we'll see if they eventually benefit from this thing long term. It's not that they didn't have a good team. It's just it didn't make sense from a long-term perspective. Now you just throw in a franchise player in Cooper Flagg. Dallas fans better be writing, apologies over to Nico Harrison for getting lucky. I saw the ESPN broadcast saying, he got crucified, he got all this, all that. Okay, but they also got lucky, or there's some other deal going on. Let's get a look at a couple more of these comments. They got the skinny Luka that can play defense, wins in the chat. All right. Who decides the order of the lottery? I don't know. I think a lot of people are saying to themselves, what the hell just happened here? I'm just trying to figure it out. I hate conspiracies, but how am I supposed to argue against this? That's all I'm saying. If the NBA just comes out and just says, guys, we have to do what we have to do. We're running a business here, and we put Luka on the Lakers. Ratings were down a little bit. And then, you know what? We'll lob a quick Cooper Flagg over to the Dallas Mavericks, a kind of quick no-look Euro step pass of Cooper Flagg to the Dallas Mavericks. Hopefully nobody sees it. The problem is everybody saw it. The Mavs are going to be good. I don't know how good they're going to be. I think it's all going to come down to Kyrie's health, and we'll see what happens with Anthony Davis and everything else. But for them, I think the most important thing is there's life that fan base can look forward to after Luka Doncic. Crazy right there. All right, let me get a couple more of these. NBA rewarded Dallas. I think so. One of the most rigged things I've seen in any sport. I don't know what to tell you guys. I just know that I am now a conspiracy theorist. Now I am an individual who walks around and says, I don't believe you. That's rigged. Yeah, I don't believe it. It's conspiracy. Yeah, I feel like every betting person always blames everything on Vegas. I'm in on whatever conspiracy theory you have. Slee, I'm open for conspiracies too now. I'm all in. Slee, hardest. What am I doing? I'm not even doing anything. I'm talking about an NBA draft. I appreciate it, but I'm talking about a lottery. It's rigged. Nico with his slick ass. Dallas has a squad next season. This has got to be something that we joke about. Here's what I'll just go back to me is probably the most aggravating thing of this entire thing. You got two squads now that were not in the playoffs last year that are now, and I think they were going to be a part of the mix anyways, just because of health. San Antonio's got a real package they can go send to the Milwaukee Bucks. Whether the Bucks want that package or not, we'll have to wait and see. But it just came out this morning. It was Giannis Antetokounmpo saying that, yeah, I'm open to looking at some other places. And I think I saw something else a little bit after. I think I saw something else. What was that thing that I saw earlier? I saw something about he's intrigued by something in regards to playing in a state that doesn't have state taxes. Okay, well, what states are you talking about now? You're only looking at a few different squads from that perspective. San Antonio is going to be it's going to be a very, very interesting potential destination for Giannis Antetokounmpo. We'll see what happens. They're going to be wildly aggressive. The league just loves what happened right now. The league couldn't be more excited what happened right now, which is why maybe I'm all in on the conspiracy theory. Okay, what is the other thing that I saw here? I saw a couple things. What was the other one? By the way, I know the game's going on right now. Kind of is what it is. It is Boston up 11. Freaking Boston. I think everybody just angered the Boston Celtics. We'll see what happens there. Okay, here were the odds. The Dallas Mavericks. By the way, this is a story from ESPN. I love how this is the front of theirs as well. Dallas Mavericks moved past the Luka Doncic trade in resounding fashion on Monday by winning the NBA draft lottery and the accompanying right to select Duke's Cooper Flagg in June with the number 1 overall pick. The Mavs had just a 1.8% chance to win the lottery. They jumped 10 spots to grab the number 1 pick. Biggest jump by any team in lottery history. And the Dallas Mavericks, I think I heard earlier, have also never had the number 1 pick before. Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. Guys, please turn your head. Focus. There's an NBA game. You got the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. All right, we'll see what happens from here. Again, I'll go back to what I just said. Philly's going to pick number 3. Charlotte will pick number 4. That's what Charlotte gets for being just an awful organization. And they got to figure out a way to churn things around. Philly got pretty lucky to, I think, get into the top 3. Philly was, on the broadcast while they were announcing it, I don't know, something happened. And they said, well, now Philly's not going to be in the top 6. So Oklahoma City Thunder gets their pick. That's the one thing that was in the situation. But I guess they screwed that one up. Philly is getting a pick, and they're getting the number 3 pick. So that's going to happen. That's crazy. That is crazy to see that all unfold. Yeah, definitely did not see that coming. The way the picks are too, by the way, I feel bad for a couple of these teams. You got squads that were tanking since January. They're like, all right, we're out. We're done. It goes Dallas, San Antonio, Philly, Charlotte, Utah, and Washington, who had top 3 best odds. It was Charlotte, Utah, and Washington had the top 3 best odds to get the number 1 pick and get Cooper Flagg. That's 5, 6, 7 on the board. And then it's everybody else. It's Brooklyn, Toronto, Houston, Portland, Chicago, and Atlanta. And then it goes from there. Wow. All right. Well, that's a curveball that I was not looking for today. All right. Let me read a couple of these here. This is disgrace. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I mean, I could sit here and I can play around with a conspiracy theory. I'm also one that does believe anything anybody tells me. So if Adam Silver said, Alan, please just trust me. That's how the picks were. I'd be like, guys, Adam said it. Adam told me to trust him. I trust the man. How do you not trust the man? But let's all not pretend that there are not going to be wild conspiracy theories about this draft. Who was it? I'm going to read a couple of these tweets. There was, I think it was Kevin Love. Let me find Kevin Love's tweet. Here's Kevin Love. My favorite is when NBA players get in the mix and when NBA players are like, you got to be effing kidding me. Let me get Kevin Love's tweet. He said, there is no effing way with laughing emojis. And then his second tweet, because he didn't have one tweet wasn't enough. The second tweet is, I mean, come on, man. Right now, what's trending? What's trending on X is rigged. The other one is trending on X is Mavs. I just think this is just a lot of photos out there. Photos out there now. It's got AD, it's got Cooper Flagg, and it's got Kyrie Irving. It's got them all together, and everybody is just let's just say everybody's feeling a certain way about the NBA draft. Oh, actually, even LeBron put it out there. Damn, I didn't even see LeBron's. LeBron's got all laughing emojis. He's got, how many we got there? This is when 3, 6. He's got 9, maybe 10 laughing emojis. LeBron's getting in the mix here. That is my favorite. I told you, of everyone, my favorite is when the players get involved and basically say, yeah, we don't even believe this one. All right, that's what just went down. There's an NBA game. I know a lot of us want to go enjoy and watch it, but to be completely honest with everybody, this ain't good for the Lake Show. This is not good for a lot of teams in the Western Conference. It's just not. If you told me that Charlotte got the number 1 pick and the number 2 pick went to the Wizards and the number 3 pick went to the Philadelphia 76ers, I'd be like, all right, sounds good. You give East all those picks. But to get the top 2 picks to go to Dallas and San Antonio, and now San Antonio, on just a few hours ago, the news was coming out about Giannis Antetokounmpo and how he was interested in potentially moving on and everything else. And you start putting your draft package together, or you start putting your trade package together, and now the Spurs can say, hey, in this wildly deep draft that's coming up here in mid-June, we also got the number 2 pick that we can work into this draft in some possible way. That is wild. That is wild. Or at the worst, they can do a 3-team deal and work with Milwaukee. If they're not interested in that number 2 pick and they want something else, then they could try to swindle this whole thing together. The hell happened here? Vince McMahon working for the NBA. compensation for losing Luka. Is that how it works? Is it just that simple? They always rig the draft for big men to land in Texas. Charlotte needed it the most. I'm not arguing that one. And I see your handle here. It's a Hornets fan. My brother, I feel for your squad. I don't know what your squad's doing. Your squad can't put together. You got to get that front office figured out before you start worrying about good players. Because even if good players go there, they're not going to know what to do with them. This is extremely rigged. Only way to recover the Luka disaster, get someone who is arguably better. Wouldn't that be something? In a couple years, if everyone's kind of looking back and we're like, guys, Cooper Flagg he's just as good as Luka. By the way, I don't know if the hell's going to happen. I'm just saying, if you're going to be a number one pick in the draft, a unanimous number one pick, and you're supposed to be an absolute stud coming in, they might forget about Luka in a couple years. Lakers can now go after Gafford. Did I see that earlier? Something about Gafford's looking for real big man money or starting money or something like that. NBA ratings have been down for years. This is definitely rigged. Okay, let me just say this. Rigged or not, you give your players to the Lakers, you get the number one pick. 100% rigged, like they didn't even try to hide it. Rigged or not. Let's just say that this is not rigged. 1.8% chance. Shit happens in life, and it goes to the Dallas Mavericks. Every single person is going to say, hey, do you remember on that Monday, May 12th, 3 months after the most shocking trade in NBA history? Do you remember when the Dallas Mavericks ended up with the number one pick and they got Cooper Flagg? Rigged or not, is a taste. It'd be a taste in your mouth. Like, do you remember that? Yeah, I remember that pretty well. Some of these tweets are hilarious. Some of these tweets here from all these different people about the rigged draft is pretty funny, actually. It's pretty funny. See if I could find any other good ones. If there is good ones, great. If there isn't, it's all good. But that's just wild. That is a wild, wild day in the NBA. All right, if you are looking and you just want an idea score-wise, 41-35, Boston up on New York. Two good games today, Minnesota, Golden State. Then you got this Boston-New York game that's going on. Actually, Boston just hit a 3. They're up 9 now. Let me read a couple more of these, and then I'm going to call it a day. By the way, if you're hanging out here and you've not been on the channel before, maybe you came on just because I'm doing a kind of a quick reaction to the draft lottery. Please subscribe to the channel. Very, very heavy NBA channel. I'm live every morning at 8 a.m. and also a lot of Laker talk as well. I'm out here in Southern California. So something to keep in mind. And we try to hit on a lot of different topics, but very LA Laker dominant. All right, let's see this. Lakers won't get Gafford. Nico done with the Lakers. You might be right about that. Philadelphia tanked hard. They thought they were getting the number one pick. I will say this, if there's one strength to having a lottery like this, you're not guaranteed the number one pick. And the fact that the odds are the way they are, this is really going to be it can go to anyone any year. The odds aren't the difference of was it Atlanta that got the number one pick? They had like a 3% chance or something like that last year. I think now because of the odds, the highest odds you can have is, I believe, 14%. 14% is not a lot. And the difference between 14% and somebody who's got 6%, it's not a lot. I mean, you're much more likely that neither of those teams get the number one pick. So I think this is kind of why all of a sudden the draft lottery has become wildly more interesting. This is definitely rigged. Now the Luka trade makes sense. The NBA promised Dallas the first pick if they traded Luka to the Lakers. Well, however you look at it, this is how people are going to view this. Conspiracy Slee. This was part of the trade back package, and we just saw that Nico agreed to it. Why does Cameron Payne shoots? Literally, it looks like he's when he squares up for a shot, I feel like there's a basket. He's looking at a different basket. He's not looking at the basket that he's actually shooting for. Bro, square up your feet. What are you doing? Anybody that's played basketball before, Why are you so – I feel like he's shooting at a different – you guys ever play basketball where you got the full court this way and then they would have the two hoops on the sides? I feel like he's shooting one of the side hoops. It doesn't look like he's shooting at the same hoop that everybody else is shooting at. I'm like, I don't know where the ball's going. I don't know where he's looking. Just an opinion here, but I mean, get your legs squared up a little bit. All right, let me look at a couple more of these here, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here. I just have to go live today. After the AD trade, that's right, Pelicans got the number 1 pick. Don't worry, Dallas Mavericks will screw this one up too. That's what they do with good players. So all the teams just got to be patient and wait them out. I don't know. I don't think the Mavs have been awful. I mean, look at their last couple of years. It's kind of funny because Nico Harrison has a track record of making some pretty decent trades. He made some decent trades. PJ Washington, he acquired. They got a lot of heat for getting Kyrie Irving. That clearly worked out. Who else are we looking at? Lively, Gafford, or maybe it was Gafford. The point I'm trying to make is go look at the last 3 years. They got to the Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals. It's not like they have Nico Harrison doesn't have an awful track record, but he's only going to be known for trading Luka. Maybe less now. Maybe now Dallas Mavericks fans are saying to themselves, all right, you know what? Had Luka for 7 years. And I mean, I don't think they're just going to give up that quick. They're going to say, well, we got to the NBA Finals and they wanted to get another shot at getting to the finals. But looking at it now, I don't, I never really looked at the Dallas Mavericks as, hey, this is a bum franchise. I think there's a question mark about the new ownership that came in. If Flagg was picked by the Lakers, he would be traded or benched in the playoffs. All right. The NBA ruining the game. Why doesn't the NBA show live telecast how they pick the draft ball each time? I'm with you on that one. But I think there's, what was it? The Knicks, it was like for Patrick Ewing, it was the frozen envelope. The lottery balls that used to come in. Remember they used to do that lottery? They'd shoot the lottery ball out. There has to be a way where it's a little bit more transparent, I think I would say. Slee. How much better does the West need to get? It gets more stacked every year. Guys, do you know who the number 8 seed was? Let me give you guys the number 8 seed. We all know who it was. It was Memphis. Damn, Boston up 13. Why do I feel like Boston's just going to turn this thing around? All right, let me show you guys, or I'm not even going to show you guys, but I'm just going to kind of go into it myself. Go to the standings. Go to the Western Conference. The Memphis Grizzlies won 48 games and were the number 8 seed in the Western Conference. 48. If you played in the East and you won 48 games, you got the number 4 seed. You're tied for the number you're tied for the number 5 seed with the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, wild how good the West has been. OKC ain't going anywhere. Houston's not going anywhere. Denver will be an interesting offseason, but I also think they're going to be very aggressive to still accommodate towards Jokic. Clippers, I think, are well coached and still got a couple players. They'll hang around. Minnesota doesn't look like they're going anywhere. Golden State, clearly they were one of the better teams since the NBA trade deadline. And now you got Dallas, you got San Antonio, you got other teams coming. So to answer your question there, yeah, the West doesn't need anything else, but the West is still getting it. Thoughts on the Spurs squad? The problem with San Antonio is I don't think they're staying with the squad that they have because I think they will make moves. They're not going to wait around. Clearly, they're already not waiting around. They went out and got De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron Fox angled his way to the San Antonio Spurs. Don't be surprised if there's another. Would you guys be shocked if Giannis Antetokounmpo says, hey, listen, I want to play for one team. I just want to play for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, because he's got 2 years left on his contract, 3 years left on his contract, but a player option for the third year, he could hypothetically, potentially, there could be some other teams and say, hey, we'll take a shot at trying to grab Giannis Antetokounmpo. And if he leaves in 2 years, then he leaves in 2 years. There could be teams that do that. But San Antonio can actually put together a real package. They can put together a real package, maybe work with a third team if they need to. And Milwaukee can kind of start that process of like, all right, cool. Well, let's start cleaning off our books. Let's start going in a different direction. They won an NBA championship. and they can potentially do a deal with San Antonio, get the number 2 pick in the deep draft. They could kind of start their rebuilding process. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's something to keep in mind. As far as Spurs squad, you can't put Wemby and Giannis on the same team. How do you score against that? How do you score against that? I mean, between those two guys, they're going to have 14 blocks a game. That's wild. That's wild. All right, let me look at a couple more here. Nico is good. Maybe we can get Gafford. I'm with you on that one. I mean, they obviously need to get bigs. That's obviously going to be the Lakers. Oh, my God. Can you imagine Giannis and Wemby? What do you do with that? What do you do with that? Luka and Reeves are overrated. You know what's crazy? I'm going to save some of this content for tomorrow because I also have a show coming up tomorrow. But something that's crazy to me, how many different places are you looking now? And there's chatter about either you have to trade Reeves, or here are odds of what teams, if the Lakers trade Austin Reeves, is where he's going, or how you going to win. I mean, listen, I've been saying this now. I started last week. I started the conversation of, hey, if you got Luka and you got Austin Reeves in the backcourt, and by the way, and you pay Austin Reeves $30 million a year because he's going to definitely get paid. Tell me how $80 million of your cap space is going to those two guys, and you think you're going to be able to get enough stops to go compete for an NBA championship? That's a tough putt. And you're starting to see there's enough chatter and conversation today. Front page of LA Times on the sports section. Bill Plaschke says, you don't want to do it, but you might have to do it. It's time to trade Austin Reeves. So like that stuff is definitely showing up now. All right, let's see what we got here. I want AD back. WWE is the best real sport. They're up front. It would be funny if the Mavs trade the number 1 pick to the other team. Yeah. For all I know, the ownership still would have no idea what they're doing. Dallas has an awesome team now. Cooper Flagg will be a problem. Dallas fans are blessed. What a churn of events. Let's see what else we got here. Dallas can even shed more salary, or can shed salary now. I don't know what they're going to do. I actually really don't know what their game plan is going to be, but I do know that Flagg is a baller, supposed to be a baller, right? You come into the NBA, nobody really knows what ends up happening, but the dude is a baller. He's supposed to be a baller and going to end up with the Dallas Mavericks. Appreciate you, Richard. Appreciate you, brother. Hope to get the Lakers title soon. RIP Cole. Richard, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super. Very, very, very kind of you. I'll leave that there for a quick second here while I look at a couple more comments. And I'll probably just go to 30 minutes and then we'll call it a day here. Really like when your Lakers got Luka and no one knew that. So Mavs got number 1 pick. They got the number 1 pick. They better keep AR. I don't think that's actually, to be honest with you, I don't know what they're going to do. I know they love AR, but if they want, I think, a true chance to build around Luka Doncic, that might be the only real asset that they have that they can take somewhere else. Let's see what else we got here. Giannis and Wemby is like 2 walking trees. That can't happen. That can't be a real thing, right? That can't actually be a real thing. That cannot actually be a real thing. Let's see what we got here. Mavs will trade Flagg for Giannis. You know what's funny? And I kind of thought about that for a quick second. I'm like, will they actually maybe shop him because they want a guy right now and they want to try to compete for a championship right now? They better not touch that man and that number 1 pick. They better not do anything. I mean, can you imagine if they traded him and, kind of this desperation to try to win an NBA championship right now? Yeah, that can't happen. There is nothing that squad can do other than just draft Cooper Flagg and get the hell out of the way. And I'm assuming that's what they're going to do as well. All right, so just a quick as we get ready to kind of wrap up this random show on a Monday night, just to kind of wrap this up here real quick. The San Antonio Spurs get the number 2 pick. The Dallas Mavericks get the number 1 pick. They had a 1.8% chance of getting the number 1 pick. And I am now a complete believer of conspiracy theories. I am a complete believer in conspiracy theories. I'm all in. Whatever conspiracy theory you want to throw my way, I'm all in. All right, that's all I got for the show today. If you guys don't mind subscribing to the channel, would greatly appreciate that. I'm back on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. If you're not necessarily somebody that's been hanging out on the channel, but kind of saw the topic and wanted to get some reaction to it, please consider subscribing. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you guys have a good – what the hell just happened here? How they got 1.8% chance? 1.8% chance. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day.